Rowing is a competition that has united together athletes from Russia and Europe. The Cup of Brothers Ageev and Olympic champions Postrigay and Dyachenko is held on the rowing canal in Moscow. Everyone was paddling in Krylotskoye, including professionals and amateurs, adults and very young athletes. Yury Postrigay and Alexander Dyachenko have just come from the World Championship where they won gold in pairs and immediately took up single sprint on the rowing canal in Moscow. Here we are today, we're in a commentator's position next to our judges on their tower. This is what life's all about, you know, when emotions run high. And I'm so grateful to the Ageev brothers, to my friends Dyachenko and Postrigay for the opportunity to be here, to get closer to this beautiful tournament, because the idea is just amazing. There are so many different interesting people, you know. Today you can find here not only great champions, but also superstars, bloggers and billionaires, and other cool people. I mean, we're trying to make rowing popular with different population groups. I really like being a small part of a wonderful cup, and I can't stop enjoying what's happening here. If you want to be 3 times stronger, come to row on canoe, but don't forget about your kayak. That's my motto. I'm a big fan of academic rowing, and I'm happy to comment on academic rowing competitions because we are Siamese twins, you know. So the tournament is great. We've made a great noise today. Hope we'll make much more noise soon. Is it that difficult to organize a large-scale tournament that will unite athletes from all over the world, starting with participants of regional schools to current world champions and Forbes list representatives? The question seems to be a rhetorical one. However, the Ageev brothers and Olympic champions Yury Postrigay and Alexander Dyachenko have been answering this question affirmatively for several years now, moving the Crew Cup and Super Sprint to greater and greater heights. Because the involvement, dedicated work of the team, and sincere desire to draw the attention of the whole country to rowing is enough to make even the most incredible plans come true. Can you imagine how cool this place is? You and I are in the center of Moscow, I mean closer to Moscow downtown, and we have incredibly beautiful views, incredibly beautiful people from different spheres, very beautiful athletes. Everything is so good. Olympic champions, world champions, one of the coolest commentators. Can you imagine how everything is cool? So August the 26th, Moscow, rowing canal in Krylotskoye. We got so lucky with the weather. The sun is shining. Everybody's in a great mood, no problems at all in the program. Everything's great. Every year we do something new. And I'm glad that a few years ago, we teamed up with Sasha Dyachenko and Yury Postrigay, who have not only the status of Olympic champions, these guys already can give more than just their own example to rowing in Russia. When I often hear my name, it's a bit new to me. It's a little strange or something. Postrigay, Dyachenko, the Ageevs. It's such a strange feeling. It's already the 3rd year and we start to understand, somehow, that this is our cup and we're doing all to make it interesting in the world of rowing. Each of us has attracted something capable of making this cup unique, so that foreigners and every Russian athlete would dream of coming here. It's like a commercial World Cup. Here you don't need to adapt to Olympic standards. It means we stand for adding a little spice to our competition, something interesting. This is the world's only start for real sprinters. Because in athletics, it's 100 meters of sprinting distance. We also have 100 meters. That's the most spectacular. It's so exciting, and you don't know the winner until the end. You can row and guess, I'll be ahead or not. Because they win there by just 2 or 3 centimeters. It happens that they come at the same time, and you'll never know the winner. 2 participants are awarded. I think it's cool. The story of the Cup began in 2001 in Volgograd. Then, more than 18 years ago, there were just regional children's competitions, but gradually everything grew and scaled up. And since 2017, the Cup has been held in Moscow, attracting more and more participants, and professionals of the world level go on a unique for the world competition's distance of 100 meters. Here come the foreigners, and they're all preparing for the main race. It's a super sprint, where you have to fight for the biggest prize fund in the world. Our competitions are held exactly at such level, so nobody wants to be distracted by other competitions to waste time and energy. But here, they're full of energy and motivation. It's interesting. As a result, this year's competition brought together about 1,200 athletes of all ages from Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, Moldova, Italy, Serbia, Sweden, Hungary, Lithuania, Bulgaria, Kazakhstan, Israel, Spain, and Portugal.
Just really focused on the start, and I just looking forward to put all the power I got into the race.
Very fast, guys. I'm very happy. Yeah. Serbia and Russia is brothers.
This crew will go in a canoe. The Slovak Ježova and Benavides are both well-known sprinters. They're both winners, finalists, constant participants in world championships and Olympic Games. They will now participate equally with Russian athletes. Oh, there they are. Guys, those are the main in the first line, Ramasenko, Petrov, and the third line, Andreeva, Pavlov. On the fourth line, Ganin, Ganina. In the seventh line, This is Benavides, right? Yes, and Ježova. And Ježova. They came forth. Just wow.
One love, y'all, because we're together. United, baby. Under one roof. Come on. In a house. A house of sounds. It's one love, y'all. Forever and ever. We are free. We are love. We're round. We're skinny. We're big. We're small. But we have love in our heart. And we want you in. As long as you bring the love. Philly, I'm talking to London, I'm talking to DC, Paris, Berlin, everybody. Baltimore, LA, Orlando, y'all. We are free, we are love, we're round, we're skinny, we're big, we're small, but we have love in our heart, and we want you in.
Everybody's welcome here. It's such a pleasure to see how these competitions help guys to get the prize of the president. Because, you know, kayaking and canoeing are presidential sports. Remember that. And stars come to Moscow in such great numbers. Krylotskaya has the best canal on the planet, the best world canal in our country. Everyone knows about that. That's why it's a great happiness to take part in this cup. The opportunity to work here is also a great happiness for all of us. That's why I'm in such a good relationship with sport. Rowing is above all, whatever the fans of biathlon say. If you want to do something, you get a special sign from the universe how to do it properly. Imagine we were sitting there thinking how to make something interesting. We thought, let's try to make 100 meters, it would be gripping. Also, we could take a mixed relay. And what about making a relay in pairs? No one has done that before. And what about this and that? We decided to make a relay, fathers and sons. But there are also mothers and sons, mothers and daughters, no matter who. We made a category parents and children. That started with a huge race of fathers and sons, and in the first year we got 67 crews. We made a film about every crew with their children, and promised them to save these memories. Can you imagine how some people participate in pairs? There is an adult parent with their little child who is presented as a canoeist, sitting because it's difficult for a child to stand trying to paddle. People don't understand how it can be possible for that child to paddle being just 4 years old. In 5 years your children will start to help you somehow. But in 20 years you'll be too old and you'll be trying to paddle. And at that moment, your grown-up child will help you. From year to year, we tend to make a timeline about these competitions. Your grandchildren and great-grandchildren will be proud of that timeline, of that memory. There will be life itself. We're so happy to see more and more crews every year. And last year, we decided to let children compete with adults. We will separate categories of children under 14 with their parents and children from the age of 14. This year we've been thinking how difficult it is for women to compete. There are many applications, and we've made one more category called ladies, when mothers are in a crew. Next year, if there is so much excitement from children, we will do it. If daughters are with their dads, we will have done one more separate category. That's what people like. I like to do it when they like it. If you like it and people thank you, we do it for a reason. We have the only boat where there are a granddad with his grandson, and we won. Yeah, it's not a first year at this competition. I love it. The only one competition in the world that's held at this rank. Thanks a lot to the organizers, who've made a holiday of sport indeed. There is a situation that most of the oarsmen know what we're doing. And I wanted to do something incredible so that everyone could know. We called the coolest, most interesting sports bloggers of the country, guys from the Forbes list, who just love sports. And loving sports, they have attracted so much interest to the Cup. All TV channels of the country, live broadcast on live news, 360 TV, TV channel Mir, Match TV, Match Strana. Dmitry Guberniev announces that the guys have achieved altogether good results, but we dream about more. We want to share our energy with everyone. While inviting bloggers was definitely a good idea, oarsmen do a lot of work, and they deserve more recognition for this sport. I just had one training yesterday because Yury went to the World Cup, but before the World Championship we couldn't train. When he got back from the championship as a champion, sorry for the tautology, we started training right away. We managed to practice for a half hour yesterday. I walked 5 kilometers, understood that I'm ready. Thanks to the participation of such people as Oscar Hartman, Dmitry Rezin, Igor Rybakov, Vadim Babeshkin, Alexei Stolyarov, Vladimir Voloshin, Sergei Shushin, and Rostislav Plechko, more than 5 million people around the world have seen publications about the Cup. And you know what? It's not the end of the story about great dreams and sincere passion. It's the very beginning of it. The first confident steps, which will soon become a real inspiring legend, about how a small team of crazy professionals managed to do something impossible. It's my niche where I've been immersed as much as possible. I needed to train bloggers and entrepreneurs somehow, to share with them all my experience and make them fall in love with rowing, and it was the most important thing. Anyway, they fell in love with it. I had to make all of it in a short time, and these people knew nothing about rowing. They all were from different sports and had never done it before. Well, that's what I was trying to do, to put my heart into this work. In a very positive way, we were called by those guys who participated in the amateur race. They liked it. They still want it. They say, let's do it again. How I got here? Thank you very much. He united so many people with similar ideas around him. I always compete with Oscar Hartman here, Igor Rybakov, Vadim Babeshkin. A lot of cool athletes. We're here to promote and popularize rowing so that we can learn more about that. It's a very cool sport. It is very beautiful. I am from St. Petersburg. When I moved to Moscow, I wanted to live in Krylotskaya. Why? Because I knew that there is a legendary rowing canal in Krylotskaya. I knew that it was very cool. Ever since I was a kid and was still doing track and field, rowing was a very cool sport. When the Olympic champion Yury wrote to me, he said, Losha, let's try to promote this cup together. Help me. Tell about this cup, take part in it. Obviously, I came here to participate. I want as many people as possible to talk about this sport, so that we have more athletes, so that there are sections here, so that people are engaged in all these weird things we're doing today. Of course, my heart was breaking. I wanted to be in a place where there were a lot of talented people, but you know, we all go our own way. And I'm like the person who got a credit from Olympic champion Berkutov in kayaking and canoeing. It seems to me now that my knowledge and technique of kayaking and canoeing are too beautiful to show it to everyone. We want more champions. To let the younger generation compete with the oarsmen. Well, or just look at them. See whom they can become in the future. Because it's quite possible that a little boy who participated today and maybe won nothing, maybe in a couple of years, maybe in 10 years, he'll be the Olympic champion. It's not only about popularity, it's about children who will join sports clubs. And in the future, it will give a huge boost. And in the future, we'll get the new Olympic champions and medalists, winners of world championships. The more competition, the better results. And while we're here, at the beginning of this way, we can see one of the most important results of the Cup. And you can perhaps think it's about a huge public outcry, or about the scale of the event growing from year to year. But now we're talking about all these sincere emotions of athletes, who came here for several moments. For the fastest possible race in their lives, they get on the medal stand. They will remember these 3 days as the brightest adventure of summer, and they promise to themselves to come back next year. Sometimes fatigue really makes me want to cry, and even now there are tears in my eyes. But then when you see all these results, you understand why you've been doing that all year long. People who have already retired from sports and have nowhere to compete at all, they can come to us and take part in our competitions, as well as families that haven't spent enough time together lately. And then the son says, "Daddy, let's go rowing. Fathers and children, that's the start. You rowed before and I want to row now. Come on." We all know each other. The rowing world is not that big. And when people come up to you and say, "Wow, you do such a great thing. You do such great competitions," it motivates and gives strength to move forward. Do you know how difficult it is to organize big competitions? To organize the Championship of Russia, there are a lot of participants. There is a long way of selection. Federations declare their sportsmen. We have done such a thing that you can participate without selection. The whole country can do that. And we have achieved the scale of 1,200 participants. Such teamwork is possible only with some crazy, like-minded people. It is very important how we motivate ourselves. It's hard, we go on, or it's hard, we have a rest and watch TV. It's hard for everyone. It's hard to wake up in the morning, but you can wake up and run around the apartment. Or you can wake up, "I want to sleep, it's too early." Of course, we have a lot to work on, but I couldn't say we don't deserve to get 5 out of 5 for our current work. We're always open to dialogue. Everybody who wants, you're welcome. We will come to an agreement. We will do our best together. You may not be a champion, but you must be a citizen. That's why it seems to me that rowing disciplines all of us. I mean, I don't set the alarm twice. I only need one, no matter how much time I slept. I get up, do exercises and other morning stuff. So the main thing is to believe in yourself, to believe in your dream, to know that you can do it, whatever you do. If you're a great champion, that's great. If you're trying and doing your best, it's worth it. And if you haven't won anything, as well as me, it's great to be around rowing. That's why we row, have fun, enjoy ourselves, and enjoy the fact that the sun is shining. That we have a beautiful sports city. We have such a wonderful Cup of the Ageev brothers and Postrigay with Dyachenko. So August the 28th, Moscow, rowing canal in Krylotskaya. Here and now the Cup of the Ageev brothers and Olympic champions Yury Postrigay and Alexander Dyachenko 2019 has been finished. It's just beginning.